If you're still using ChatGPT because it feels friendly and personal, I get it. If there was a theme song for ChatGPT, it would have been Smooth Operator, because it's very good at manipulating us and generating information. Well, information shouldn't be generated, but you're getting the point. ChatGPT's strongest points are the following. It's very human and probably has more data on you than all the other ones because it's been around for the longest amount of time. If you are using the fast settings, it will probably hallucinate a lot. If you wanted another reason to hate on ChatGPT, they have just announced that they will be testing ads on it. And you know what's the worst part about this? That it actually knows you better than anyone else. So it will serve you ads better than everyone else. Now, when it comes to actual proper work, ChatGPT has its own use cases, but I feel like it's inferior to most of the other options on the market. Because while it can generate photos, Nano Banana from Google is way better. While it can help you with code, Claude is way better. Overall, while it's super friendly, can make you think it's right and that it knows a lot of things, the results say otherwise. And let me tell you exactly how I figured this one out. I was coding for my web platform where we have some music hosted, and we tag each song with an ID. When creating the mix, instead of using each unique ID of each song, it just generated new ones. I would say this is a pretty constant with ChatGPT. If you need some quick answers, sure, it will do the job. Maybe it can also help you with some social media scripts and some small strategies, but if you want the real thing, it's not as good. Today, actually, it was announced that they've released 5.4. Thing is, they've only now announced the 1 million token capacity thing Google had for the past couple of months. So I feel like they're also way behind all the other competitors when it comes to capabilities. So in conclusion, while it can give you the best jokes around, I don't feel like it's as reliable as the other options on the market. Let's get into Gemini, which I feel like it's the best bang for your buck. Why do I say this? Well, because Gemini is multimodal. What does that mean? It can generate and analyze images, text, music, and video. The music thing is a new addition. I think they've added it a couple days ago. Basically, you can ask Google Gemini to generate a song for you. You can give them a photo. They will scan it and they will generate a song that would work with that photo. I tried it. It's decent, but it's not a hit song, and it's definitely pretty far away from Suno, which I feel like for music generation is the top tier right now. When it comes to images, there's nothing that beats Gemini. Well, actually, it's Nano Banana under it. It creates realistic photos, and while it surely doesn't have the highest models when it comes to these subscriptions, it still does the job pretty well. Another strong point of Gemini is that it can do research way better than any other model, and that's because obviously it's owned by Google, which Google kind of scrapes and owns the entire internet, so it allows it to have way more sources and have access to way more sources. Google, which also owns YouTube, the research goes as deep as YouTube, and it can transcribe videos and it can analyze them. So whenever you need any type of information that is also available on YouTube, it will do a much better job of transcribing and synthesizing that information and putting it into the final report. What I hate about its research capabilities, it's how boring the output is. It's very corporate, and for the first paragraphs, it's boring as in, a lot of the times, I just take the generated research and give it back to Gemini to summarize it, because I don't have 24 days to read the 20 pages article about the research that I asked it to do. Last but not least is definitely Claude, which I feel like right now is in the public's eye for the wrong reasons, which is the ban that Pentagon did on it. They banned them, but they're still using them. Now, what I love about Claude is how capable it is when it matters. With these new 2 additions, the skills and the agents, Claude is probably the most powerful AI tool out there right now. What are these skills? Well, the skills are basically a text file which gives Claude the context and the perception of certain skills. So let's say you want a financial analysis for your business or for your personal account, you want a digital strategy, you want a business strategy. If you have the right context for Claude, it's unbeatable, because it's better at reasoning and it's better at synthesizing information, especially especially through these skills. These skills can also help it design better website mockups. It can help it generate presentations. If you combine it with a bit of code, you can actually generate images within Claude as well using Nano Banana, Google's image generator, which basically solves the problem of Claude not being able to generate much other than code. When it comes to the agents, you can think of them as teams of people. Yeah, you have someone in the management, and then you have branches of people that do different tasks. Those are agents. You can have an agent that is specialized on writing hooks, or you have another agent that is specialized on writing scripts, another one that does research. And all of them combined are talking to each other and getting you the best output out there because they have niched down and specialized tasks. While you can use agents on another platform as well, I feel like the integrations that Claude allows for, which is with your Gmail, with Google Drive, and many other MCPs, basically access to different applications and APIs, makes for the strongest capability out there when it comes to productivity. Another thing that I love about Claude is that it also has reliable information most of the time, and it generates really good code if you're into that. Sure, this happens once you purchase the 90 to 200 euro per month subscription, because if you get the $20 per month subscription, you'll probably run out of the tokens pretty quickly. Like, it has really small limits, especially for the free and the first tier, which doesn't help because once you ask it within the same conversation about a thing or two, it will just tell you that you ran out of memory and that you have to create another window in which to explain it again what you want to do, which is really annoying. So if you want to give Claude a chance, go ahead and purchase the tier 2 subscription or the maxed out one, because it will be worth it. Now, of course, with all this said, it depends on what you want to do with each of these options. And of course, if you want to keep going to therapy using ChatGPT, go ahead. But for productivity, I would give another model a chance. As you can see up there, we are pretty big into YouTube, and I would like to talk about what's happening now with YouTube and some changes that have been done in the past couple of days or weeks. One of the most important ones is that YouTube is moving into AI pretty fast, but it's also trying to combat it at the same time. The way they're moving into it is by creating processes and analysis using AI. They have recently added video analysis that is more powerful than ever, but at the same time, it's still quite primitive because it doesn't get the full context all the time for the videos. I'm pretty sure if you Google it right now, you will figure out that there are a lot of creators that have been false flagged for various reasons. And then the second most annoying part is that they gave up on human support altogether. So if you have a gray zone situation and you try to communicate with support about it, there's no human being that can do anything for you anymore. They will just try to stall and to make you quit that conversation. They will keep asking you to give them 5 more minutes to check, but there's no human being out there. It's just a script that a bot follows in order to minimize the amount of people that are asking for support out there. What this means in the long run? Well, it means that you would have to stick to the guidelines more and more because there will be no one else to talk to when it comes to edge cases. The positive part is that YouTube decided where it's going with all this AI stuff, and I feel like they want to become the new television, which means they are focusing on human content. So they went ahead and deleted accounts worth a couple billion views, if I remember correctly the number. Those were AI slop channels. AI slop channels which offered no value. They were just some scripts that they have created using AI, obviously edited. Basically, they were targeting people that are new on YouTube or the elderly, being hooked with these really bad scripts offering no value. I've watched some of them. They felt like they suck out the soul out of you. Maybe I'm dramatizing, but that's not good content, so I'm happy YouTube went away and deleted them. They are going after many other niches that offer no value and that, according to their guidelines, might not be distinct enough. So even if you create content with AI, make sure it still has a bit of your personality out there and is not repetitive, because otherwise you might have your channel deleted. social media and what I feel like is the new transition when it comes to algorithm and what people want. Social media has the same problem YouTube has, which is AI slop. Whether we're talking AI generated photos or videos, short stories, accounts, whatever, it's a lot of AI content being generated. I feel like actually drags down influencers that were just focusing on the vibe of it all, that didn't have necessarily a certain personality. They were just making sure things look perfect. Now with AI, things can look more perfect than ever. In the long run, personality over anything else. If you have your own personality and your own way to talk about things, you can copy trends, adjust them to your perspective. You'll probably do well on social media in the future. This is for sure one of the best times to start because you have a lot of tools that are cheap that allow you to figure out your niche, to figure out what you should talk about and how to package it. The main characteristic of the upcoming creators for social media is probably their personality and their uniqueness, because that's the only thing AI cannot copy. Your own perception about things, your own way of seeing things, and your own way to combine different niches and topics. That's probably where things are going and where I see my own feed going, because I stopped following people that are just posting polished imagery but without a message or a story underneath. I want to be educated. I want to see perspectives. This stale approach of social media is probably slowly fading out. So if you're starting, just make sure you add some personality and some of your personal story out there, because there's a lot of people that will resonate with you and that will help you grow your channel. I think that's it for today. Let's see for how long I'm going to keep this running. I hope I'm not going to stop at one episode, but no things in life are certain. So we'll see what next week will bring us. Take care.